Hey everyone, welcome to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 10th of September 2025, and in this video, we're going to be talking about US Mint sales. Why? Because they're vital to numismatists, flippers, and investors to determine mintages and demand. Now, before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's actually a really big number. You can look it up on the Google machine. It's ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm going to do. Now let's bounce over to moneymetals.com. We can show you those live spot prices. Look at that. Wouldn't that be cool to have a big old box of American Silver Eagles? Whammo. All right, so gold is up $28, even Steven, to 36.67.65. Silver up 29 cents to 41.37. Platinum up 16.50 to 16.70 now to 14.01.80. Palladium up 24.75 to 11.80.90. And Dr. Copper is now flat at 4.57 per pound. Down here, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.69 for a quantity of 1 through 39. They'll ask that you pay $48 and a nickel. Now, this is the sell to them. The buyback price is $42.31, and that is definitely, well, yeah, not a whole dollar, but it's close, right? So typically we see $1.20. Now over here to coinnews.net, there's an article by Mike Unser dated September 9th, and I think these guys do a fantastic job reporting U.S. Mint sales. They really just put it together almost magically, because it just came out yesterday, and believe it or not, the Mint had actually released their product numismatic totals sales on Monday. So that was kind of an odd day to do that. Typically they do it on Saturday. But here we go. It says U.S. Mint sales 2025 Palladium Eagle kicks off at 4,012. And I'm not really going to go too much into the reverse ploof American Palladium Eagle. So I'm going to start here at American Liberty up slightly. Silver proof set down again. Sacagawea down. Superman totals mixed. Army Eagle snaps declines. And I will leave a link in the description for this particular article here. It says released on August 20, the 100,000 mintage 2025 West Point proof laser engraved American Silver Eagle became unavailable earlier last week. Yeah, that's because they took the household order limit off. And wouldn't it be magical if the United States Mint actually made everybody aware that they were going to take that household order limit off so that they could prepare, like maybe a heads up just of a day, maybe 24 hours. That's all we're asking for here. It's not that much to ask for, to be a little bit more communicative about what your intentions are. It says here, still, for the third consecutive report, there has been no update to its sales beyond the first day total of 59,520 previously provided to coinnews.net, with the Mint stating in multiple responses that it is working to provide accurate figures. And remember the video we did yesterday, they don't know what they did to it. Yeah, they can't find it anywhere, and they have multiple sources working on it as we speak. And I got to say, kudos to some of you who have been sticking around the Mint website at 7:30 in the morning. I heard that, well, maybe 100, maybe 200 of these have been sold in the last couple days. So kudos for being so diligent and keeping with it. Now it says here the 2025 American Liberty issues launched on August 21st with 12,000 mintage for the 2025 West Point high relief gold coin, lasting nearly 2.5 hours before first becoming unavailable. Its opening total was 7,350. Yeah, out of 12,000. The Mint isn't doing the full stated product limits this year, and I don't think it's going to keep on. The latest data shows it's up by 2 to 7,954. Now the 60,000 mintage limited silver medal, which became unavailable the next day, debuted with reported sales at 28,888, now stands at 29,966 pickup sticks, an increase of 48. And yeah, half of what they said it would be. That's incredible, folks. And I think that's going to be the same for the Marine and the Navy Privy marked American Silver Eagles, as well as tomorrow's release for the September 11 release there of the Morgan and Peace silver proof dollars right there. And don't forget, in 13 short days, we have the last American Eagle coming out of San Francisco. That's a proof one there. That should be important, I think. And there is a very limited mintage on that one. I think it's, yeah, look at 100,000. And then 2 short days later, we've the Batman coin medal coming out. That's it's happening so fast right now, I tell you. It's like you better put on your seatbelt. Now it says here that launched on August 7, the 10-coin 2025 silver proof set recorded 4-day opening sales of 120,807 units after climbing to 127,125 in its first full week. The set, with lots of toning, right, now listed as currently unavailable, has logged 3 consecutive weekly declines, and I imagine most of those are returns from disappointed purchasers, disappointed buyers, disappointed collectors, maybe even flippers. You don't even know, because you're going to sell some coins on eBay that are looking really like, ooh, yeah, gosh. But then again, with this low mintage, look at this, down 2,166 pickup sticks, then 10,609, and more recently for this report, down 159, bringing the total to 114,191. When was the last time a silver proof set had a mintage this low, under 115,000, folks? So I think that if you do have one of these sets, even though it has some toning on it, I'd say you're pretty lucky. I'd be doing the McDonald's theme in my head right about now. Now it says here, released on July 31st and limited to 7,500 coins, the 2025 West Point Proof Sacagawea Gold Dollar become unavailable about 8 hours after its launch. Since then, only small quantities have briefly appeared, and that's typical for what the mint does, right? Brief quantities briefly appear. Small quantities briefly appear. My bad. 5 reports ago, the total edged up by 4 to 7,444. The following report showed no change. In the next update, it increased by 47 to 7,491 and has since logged back-to-back declines of 5, bringing the total, which now stands at 7,481. Now here we go with the Superman themed coins, and this, I think these sales reflect sales after these sales reflect after the mint had actually added the packaging. So there we go. And could there have been more cancellations? Absolutely. Now it says here the U.S. Mint's Superman themed gold coin and silver medals debuted July 24, and remember they shipped on September 25, with the first 4 days of pre-sales showing the least expensive metal leading it. And this was the first week sales, right? 30,228 units, followed by the 2.5 ounce version at 11,764, and then the gold coin at 6,146. And then it has some week endings, but we're going to go to the most recent report right here at the bottom. For the week ending September 7th, today's the 10th, the gold coin is now at 49, all right, for this report. The 2.5 ounce silver metal advanced by 200, but check this out, the 1 ounce metal, slipped by 10. And remember, it has a numbered COA for the gold coin and the 2.5 ounce silver metal. And what's cool about the 1 ounce metal is that they have its number 1 of 9 total. So I thought that was pretty cool. Not necessarily numbered, but it has which number metal it is out of the whole series. In the latest data, the no longer available Privy Mark 250th Anniversary Army 2025 West Point Proof American Silver Eagle, I don't know how many times I've said that this year, posted its first weekly increase in 5 weeks, rising by 483 to 98,538. The 4 preceding declines were 326, 1119, 2689, and 2296. Its official mintage is 100,000. And remember, they were, I think, at 104,000. The mint had actually said that they had sold 104,000 of those. Now they're at 95,538. And could there be more of these hanging around somewhere on the Mint website? You betcha. Why not, right? Now here we go with the Mint's weekly top sellers. Below is the roster of U.S. Mint's most sought-after numismatic products for the week ending September 7th, because last week's reporting period included an extra day. That's right, it was Labor Day holiday. And this latest period reflects 1 fewer day of sales activity, but nonetheless, the sales have hit the brakes over there at the United States Mint. Look at this. So after the third one right here with the American Innovation Dollar Proof Set at $11.75 for a total of 48,320, we dropped down below 4 digits here to 637 for that West Point Proof Silver Eagle. That's incredible. So the number 1 spot's taken by the Proof American Palladium Eagle. Number 2 is the 2025 Mint Set. Look at that. That's incredible. 2,406 for a new total of 148,507. The stated mintage limit on that one is 190,000. So if we're at 150 now, there's probably 40,000 of those available left to purchase. And that's not a whole lot, considering the fact that it does have the last Kennedy half-dollar, as we know it, no heraldic eagle on the reverse, no left or west-facing Kennedy portrait. That's going to change next year to not even Kennedy, and then Kennedy will make a reappearance in 2027, but the reverse will no longer have or feature the heraldic eagle. All right. Now, number 6 is the 2025 West Point uncirculated silver eagle. Yeah, that one probably has a mintage of 100,000, not the 90 that we thought it would, because that was a standalone product right there. All right, 2025 West Point 250th anniversary Army Proof Silver Eagle. Yeah, 483. It was the Mint's 7th best weekly seller. That's incredible. All right, number 8 is the Philadelphia Proof U.S. Marine Corps 250th anniversary silver dollar, sold 473. I don't even think that was 1% over 1% or more. Yeah. Silver dollar, yeah, 1.15%, 473. Oh yeah, I guess I could have done the math there. Derp. All right, I just own a self-owned right there. Number 9 is the 2025 P uncirculated P silver dollar. That's a first actually, where we see a peace dollar outselling the Morgan 343 to 281. Now, in its latest report, the Mint published sales data for 591 numismatic products. 2 products saw week-over-week gains of more than 1,000 compared to 3 previously. Yeah, the brakes have been slammed on. All right, it says here U.S. Mint sales momentum slowed, with 57 products surpassing their previous gains. As noted, however, this total reflects 1 day less reporting due to additional day of reporting last week as a par for the Labor Day holiday. And compare 1 day, really, though, does it make that much of a difference? I don't think so. And compares against recent weekly increases of 109, yeah, 57, 109, 101, 94, 90, 110, 85, 103, 105, 89, 120, 98, 93. Yeah, and we're at 57 now. No, that's slamming on the brakes right there. 4 products registered weekly sales decline compared to 14 in last week's report. Beyond the 3 already noted, the only other decline was minimal at 1 unit. And like I said, folks, I think the Mint is getting ready to do some kind of yard sale. You know how they have the Black Friday sales generally. I think they're going to have like a Cyber Monday sale coming up here at the end of November. Now, here we go. U.S. Mint sales, numismatic products. Below our table showing the latest available sales for U.S. Mint numismatic products. The sales period covers from September 2nd to September 7th. Products with an asterisk right there, as you can see, are no longer available or had no reported sales. And I got to say, for the 2025 commemorative coins, this is actually the lowest percentage increase we have seen since these commemoratives dropped earlier this year. So look at that, 0.45 for the 3-coin set, 0.79 for the $5 gold coin, that's the uncirc, 0.91, almost 1% for the 250th anniversary silver dollar uncirc, and then 0.64 right there for the San Francisco Proof anniversary $half. Really, you know, only what, 1, 2, 3, 4 are under 1%, 1, 2, 3 are above 1%. That's incredible, because typically we see really strong sales for that. Morgan and Peace silver dollars. Yeah, I can't believe the uncirculated Peace silver dollar outsold the Morgan dollar. Got to be a reason for that. Typically, that's not the case, and that's why if you look at the mintages here for the Morgan and Peace silver dollars, the silver dollar for the Morgan dollar has a higher stated product limit, I think, by 10,000 over the Peace dollar. So that's a head scratcher right there. What's going on there? I do not know. Comic art coin and metals. 49 increase for the gold, 200 even Steven for the 2.5 ounce silver metal. And I am one of those persons that is part of that 200. I did purchase a 2.5 ounce, and my wife did have a strong talk with me. Yeah, she sure did. Right, 25th anniversary, the proof sachet gold dollar coin, -5 there. Armed Forces silver medals. Look at this. The Army and the Navy coming in close, only 2 behind the Army. That's incredible. But Navy is still probably going to beat Army in the college, in football. It's always a great game, though. Now, American Liberty products. Yeah, these trickled out. I don't know where they came from. And then 48 of the American Liberty silver medal. That's a pretty much a score for those people, considering there's only 29,000 of those available. Yeah, look at the silver medals here. 55 here. All right. We're looking at the silver medal here, 44,000. We're looking at the silver medal here, 75,000. The 2023 silver medal, 39,000. And then for 2025, yeah, less than 30,000 available. That's incredible, folks. Super low number. And then if you got clad proof sets, and I do have 3 of the clad proof sets for 2025, and there is some toning. Yes, there's some toning on mine already, and I couldn't believe it when I checked those out, because I haven't looked at them since I purchased them. So maybe that's why the Mint has discovered something's going on. And look, they were supposed to have a stated product limit here of 420,002. They're a little off, just by about 100,000. Not sure what's going on there, but there is some toning there, just like we're seeing for maybe the silver's actually a little worse, actually. Look at that. The American Innovation Proof dollar set almost 2.5% increase, and now the sales are at 48,320. Not too bad, but there's still a good portion available. Silver proof sets, yeah, 159. I tell you, I think there's going to be a lot of people regretting the fact that they actually returned theirs or canceled their order or what have you because of this low mintage. It is remarkable. But yeah, look at last year. 170,000, 198, 249, 306, 313, 415, and then 2018 was 332,000. And that's not a whole lot of folks. It really isn't. Down and to the right, that's the trajectory of the proof sets, the silver proof sets, the uncirculated sets coming out of the United States Mint. And those are the annuals. Those are their bread and butter products. It's incredible. Now, U.S. Mint uncirculated set, yep, down and to the right, 148,000. And look at that, the 2024, we thought that was unavailable, but it looks like they had the sales of 54 of those. Incredible. Look at 2023, 184,000. Those are now gone. And isn't that interesting? The 2023 is now 184. I think it's still available. There may have just been no sales for that. Kids coins, ornaments, and remember the ornaments are all going next year too. There's not going to be any ornaments. Not obviously for the quarters. There could be, but for the mighty minters and just the regular mint ornament, yeah, not anymore. Forget about it. Now here we go with the proof and reverse proof silver eagles. Yeah, still don't have any clue as to what's going on with the sales totals for the laser engraved silver eagle. That would be nifty to find that out. And then the Army Privy, yep, 98,538. And look at this, the flagship American Silver Eagle from 2025. It is condition rarity. I've seen it on PCGS website. They're really not grading high this year for the American Silver Eagles, and maybe just next year. Maybe they can put a cow privy mark, I think somebody said, or maybe they said an udder privy mark for all the milk spots on their coins. So that would be kind of exciting. A little cow on the American Silver Eagle. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm lame. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Uncirculated silver eagles. Yep, 2025 sold 539 for a new total of 82,644. But you have to add 40 times 3. You're looking at 12,000 right there in addition to that. So we're at least at 95,000 for that particular coin. And the mintage limit is probably closer to 100. All right. 2025 proof American Eagle gold coins. Yeah, solid numbers. Look at that. 1.28, 1.21, 1.3, and then the 10th ounce. And there's a lot of people that actually started collecting the 10th ounce just this year. All right, and then one of the 4-coin gold set right here, American Eagle gold coins, really kind of flat for the 2024, 2023, and the 2022. However, if you look at the uncirculated American Gold Eagle, yeah, an increase of 42 for 2025, which is a 2% increase. And then we have the proof American Buffalo or Bison gold coins, whichever you prefer. And I'm not saying potato, but yeah, it's interesting how they can just use whatever term they like, just like bronze and brass. Seems like they're interchangeable now, even though they're not. One's got zinc and one's got tin mixed with copper. So the proof Buffalo right here, an increase by 102, which is a 1.75% increase. Proof Platinum Eagle, yep, we had that one for 2025. 32, not even a 1% increase. American Palladium Eagle, that's a 2024 proof. Look at that. Increased by 115 for a 2.12% increase. That's kind of a big deal. All right, Presidential Silver Medals, American Innovation Proof Set. And I don't know why they left this empty, but yeah, there's the numbers for 2025. That's probably just a typo, right? That they just went, oopsies. Yeah, we're at like 48,000, I believe. And look at that, 49 there, 49 there, 41 there, 35 there. And I think we really are at 48,000, if I remember correctly. Now look at this Texas Innovation Dollar. I don't know where these guys got these, but that's a score for you right there. Score with the 4 in the house. That's amazing. Good job collecting those. That is somebody who's diligently looking at their website at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. That's about an hour from now. American Innovation Dollars featuring Florida. Yep, not going to happen. You'll have to go to the secondary market to purchase those. Also, same if you want the rolls, but not the bags. The bags are still available for the state of Michigan and the assembly line. And then the Arkansas Innovation Dollar, each and every single one of those products is available at this current time. And that's all we have for the American Innovation coins this year. Only 4 issuances per year. And 3 out of those 4 are just about sold out. It's incredible. Let's keep on keeping on. I think the next thing we're going to look at is the Native American dollar, but that's not the story. The story is those Kennedy half dollars in that pouch, in the bag. It is incredible. All right, here we go. Native American dollars, not one of them is a 1% increase there. Not sure why, but they are definitely, those sales are dwindling. Let's keep on keeping on. Look at that. The Kennedy half dollar rolls, a 6% increase. I think last week we were at 1,000 again, and that was a tremendous number, almost 10%, I think. And we got 629 for this last week. But check this out. We have about 11,550 for the total of the bags, of the 200 coin bags. So there's less than 900 of these left. So if we're going to go ahead and say that there's 629 per week with at least a 5% increase each week, these are gonzo in less than 3 weeks. Gonzo. So I'd say by October 1st, yeah, you won't find any of the Kennedy half dollar in these 200 coin bags. All right. Now, Stacey Park Milburn quarters, I gotta ask the question. Let me go here first before I start talking about the American Women quarters. I'm here at Circulating Coin Production, about production sales and figures, circulating coin production, and I've got here American Women quarters 2025, and I just wanted you to see the totals for Althea Gibson, and we obviously know that the United States Mint is, well, they're reducing the production for the quarters. Now, could it be that they're getting ready to put a bunch of the 2026 semi-quincentennial quarters in circulation? I sure hope so. Because I tell you, where I live, I think I just got an anime Wong quarter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, all right, cool. And that was from 2022. So we don't get a whole lot of new change around here where I live in these parts, so it's kind of a bummer. So hopefully the United States Mint and the Federal Reserve are working in conjunction with each other by not putting out as many quarters as they previously had. And now if that's the case, and the United States Mint only strikes the Althea Gibson for just collectors on their numismatic sales for their website here, wouldn't that be awesome that these will never be found in circulation, these Althea Gibson quarters? And the totals that you're seeing here, 2.2 million for Denver and 2.4 million for Philadelphia, for a grand total of 4.6 million, would include the uncirculated sets and then the rolls and bags that you see on the Mint website. And what do you think that would do for the values on these Althea Gibson quarters? Yeah, they would go gonzo. Plus, remember, the U.S. Open just happened, and wouldn't it have been amazing for the United States Mint to actually take advantage of that? Yeah, too bad they didn't. What a bummer in the summer. Not sure what's going on with the marketing over there, but there's so many missed opportunities by the United States Mint to actually market their products. You remember back, I think Wilma Mankiller, she had a ceremony in Oklahoma, but it was put on by like her tribe and not the United States Mint. And if it was like in conjunction with the Mint. It wasn't like the Mint's idea, like, hey, we're going to go there and we're going to do this. It's going to be awesome. Come on by. No, nothing like that. It's kind of a more wah. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Anyway, the Stacey Park Milburn quarters. Yeah, look at this. Not bad sales. 1.85, 1.94, 1.23 for the 2-roll set. Pretty decent sales. They don't match necessarily the other quarters out here, but they are definitely working their way up there. And I think that's going to be it for the American Women quarters and the sales report. Let's go here to the +1 action. Here we go. Ta-da! This is Proverb 25, 16, and 17, and I added a little something extra to it. It says here, when you find honey, that's the good stuff, right? Eat what is sufficient for you, lest you be satiated and vomit it up. Satiated means like, what is that? I knew what that meant. I looked it up a minute ago. Well, before this thing, and I started yapping my head off. Satiated means you've had enough, I guess, right? I'm satiating my needs, all right? And vomit it up. Let your feet be scarce in your fellow's house, lest he be satiated or full of you, right? With you and come to hate you. Gosh, that's a big word, hate, right? Now, I think what this means, if I'm going to wrap my head around it, it says, don't burden good friends. Maybe you burden bad friends, right? Oh, they already don't like you, right? Don't burden good friends with too many visits. Too much of a good thing isn't really a good thing, because continually imposing on a neighbor's hospitality can wear out the relationship. They may grow tired of your presence and come to dislike you. This behavior promotes thoughtfulness and consideration for others. Yeah. How would I feel if, because remember what they say, it's like a guest in a house stinks after 3 days. Yeah, imagine you're there a month or 2 or 8 months. Yeah, they're really going to start to have some disdain for you. That's what that's all about. Now let's bounce over here. I don't even know what song I got anymore. This is Three Nines Fine, 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. It's a good thing I put it up here. This is Alice in Chains off the Jar of Flies album, Whale and Wasp. And I actually have the CD of Jar of Flies, where in the spine of the CD, there's actually plastic flies in there. So yeah, this is kind of cool. And it is is it HD? I don't know. Wow, it's 2160 P64K. Not that that means anything, but there it is. Now, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you're going to see, sub the channel. It's free. Now, what's not free, you might ask? Well, that's membership. That's going to be $1.99 per month. It's not a whole lot. It's the price of a cheap cup of coffee. It's like 6.6 cents per video in a 30-day month, which is not really that much. 6 cents per video to hear me yammer at you. Now, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. It is hump day today, and we have 2 more wake-ups, and it is the weekend. Isn't that going to be fantastic? Y'all have a great day. Stacker out.